Hello dog lovers, my name is Saro, and in this episode I'm going to explain what motivates dogs in general, what kind of motivation works with dogs. You may say, of course, treats, but I'm going to try to change your mind and prove you wrong by the end of this video. If it's your first time here, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss quality content like this in future. In my last video, I talked about what motivates dogs, and I said you are the one who motivates your dog. So in this video, I'm going to go a little bit deeper on this subject. I wanted to do this video for a long time, but I couldn't because of few reasons. One of the reasons it was because many people or many dog owners are too attached to the idea of training their dogs with treats. It's like drinking water. It's a normal thing. I want you to open your mind and think outside of the box. But let me give you a personal story that it will explain why I started this journey of dog training, about how to train them without using treats, tools, force, or domination. It all started 16 years ago when I brought home Jonah the Beagle, my first dog at 9 weeks old. I took few weeks off from my work to look after him and take care of him. I didn't realize that those few weeks that I took off work will become the most important and significant weeks of our lives, which also it changed my life. During this time, I spent a good quality time with Jonah. I learned a lot about him and he learned a lot about me. I also learned that he was trying to connect with me. He was trying to bond with me. I was being his mentor, and I started to accept him as my son. Also attended puppy training classes where we were supposed to use treats to train our dogs. Unfortunately, Jonah didn't respond to treats. He didn't care about treats. He was not motivated with treats. He was focused and interested in other dogs, other people, in playing with other dogs, in interacting with people. So my homework by the dog trainer then was to go home and find what motivated my dog. My homework wasn't to practice on a command or a behavior. It was to find what would get my dog to focus on me. I had to find a food or treat that will make Jonah to focus on me. I was very successful at home when I was playing with him. I even managed to teach him some commands and also tricks. That made me wonder, why wasn't I successful in the classes with Jonah? Was I a bad dog owner? Was I a failure? Was Jonah a lemon? What was wrong with us? Then I realized that it wasn't only me or Jonah that were not focused. I actually noticed that everybody in the class, including dog owners and the puppies, were not focused. I'll have a separate video about why I don't suggest to attend group puppy classes. So I started to explore what motivated dogs. That's how my journey to dog training and dog psychology started. Jonah was motivated by me spending time with him, caring for him, focusing on him, playing with him, valuing what he meant to me and what I meant to him. And also what I was asking him to do was not forced to him. And also it wasn't something that out of ordinary or impossible to do. He didn't give much value to food. But you may say, that was Jonah. Not all dogs are like that. More on that in a few minutes. During the time that I was off, I focused on Jonah. I noticed that Jonah was motivated by play or praise or both. When I played with him, it was the best thing that happened to him. In those moments that I played with him, he was in heaven. Those moments became minutes. Those minutes became hours. And after hours of repetitions, he became better and better, which resulted in a dog that he was connected to me mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Those two things, play and praise, directed me to engage with him. Those two made me to interact with him. He actually loved that I was interacting with him. It was pure, it had no package attached to it, purely coming from my heart to his heart. I didn't have to invest in any tool or technique. I just had to invest in us, in our relationship, in our connection, and just spend time with him and repeat. So the reason dogs in general are motivated by play and praise is because you're investing time with them. That's what I call quality time. Not many people do that. They don't focus on them. They focus on their phone or digital environment that they are. You're also focused on materials, not emotions. Most people, most dog owners are focused on what kind of food to use, what sizes of food to use, what brand should you choose. So I want you to understand and get excited about the idea that dogs are not food motivated. You're looking at this idea from completely different point of view. You even determine how your dog is going to behave before you even give your dog a chance to prove you wrong. I'll give you an example. For instance, currently we know that exercise is not the only way of losing weight. There are so many other things that are factors in getting results. We can't say that only by moving your body you will lose weight. We know that 80% of results come from nutrition, what you eat and what you put in your system, and the rest depends on exercise. So in dog training, you can't just look at it from one way. There are so many ways these days, and this is another new way of looking at dog training. So let's say dogs are food motivated, but I have worked with thousands of dogs and I have come across many dogs who are not food motivated. So there are two types of dogs: those who are food motivated and those who are not food motivated. So let's start first with those dogs who are not food motivated. That's easy. Probably they are motivated by play or praise or both. And if a dog is food motivated, then that means that that dog, it gives food a tremendous importance. So do we need to use food for that dog? Is it psychologically fair to taunt that dog with food? Like saying, if you work for me, I'll pay you a salary. Many dog trainers use that terminology. And we all know what happens when we work for a salary or work for somebody. We don't really give our 100%. It's a job after all. But think of it this way. What happens when you do what you love? You give your 100% and love what you do, no matter if you get paid for it or not. Tell me, do you love what you do? I love what I do. I don't feel I have a job. I feel like I have a passion and I get paid for it. You also need to make your dog to feel like it has a passion for you and love doing things for you, whether it gets treats or not. Not because it is forced to do something for you or your dog gets something out of it. Training dogs is more than just teaching them to sit and stay. It should mean trust me, bond with me, be part of my life, be one with me. So think about it. Do you think that you need treats to train your dog? Try to look at it from different point of view. Using treats may look like you're getting results, but think of the negative consequences that you're projecting in your relationship. Focus on the big picture, the long-term result, the relationship that you're building with your dog and all the packages that comes with that, which includes not what you want to see or have at the moment. Treats give you what you want, but not what you really need. You need to think of it in a long-term relationship. This is not the last video that I'm going to talk about this topic, so make sure to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss the future content. Do you agree with not motivating dogs with treats? Have you been having a hard time to motivate your dog? How do you motivate your dogs? Do you think motivating dogs with treats is right or wrong? Until next time, have fun with your dog.